order of the General Operations Committee at 6:30 p.m. on Monday, August the 4th. So, Mr. Jones, would you mind saying the prayer?
Theme tonight, I guess. Dear Jesus, thank you for this evening. Thank you for this day, Lord. Thank you for allowing us to represent the citizens of this fine county, Lord. I pray that we just do good business for the people today, Lord, and may we think of you in all things. Amen.
Amen. Can I, Mr. Mansfield, can I ask to pray real quick, just real quick?
Yeah.
I would like to put our hands on Mr.
Okay. What's the
on
goal?
him. Pray,
Yeah.
put our hands on him and pray for him. I won't tell you what it's about unless he wants people to know. But I'd like everybody to lay your hands on him. And pray. Dear Lord, I ask you in this moment that you give our man here, our soldier, your child, the healing that he needs in his life. And he needs you, and we ask that you present your angels around him, Lord, and ask them and yourself to be with him in the next 3 or 4 days, the next month, whatever it takes. We ask for healing, and healing completely. And I claim that in the name of Jesus. Amen.
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 Thank you.
Sorry, I didn't include you. I didn't know something. Thank you for doing that, Mary.
All right, we got the approval of the agenda.
Second.
All right, is there any additions or anything? Or we're good to go. All right.
I got something, Mr. Chairman.
Okay.
I had something. You didn't vote yet, did you?
No, I was just getting a motion in a second.
I would like to include in there just a brief discussion on what we could do to have a county picture made. I don't know if the county stopped doing that, but the halls are lined with years of county commissioners, and I don't know when we stopped, but it hasn't been talked about to my knowledge. So could we talk about that?
Sure, so you're gonna add that under new business F, like maybe county elected officials?
That would be fine, wherever it fits in the best, yes.
All right, we will add that under new business F without objection to the agenda. We got a motion, we got a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, motion carries. Do I have a motion for approval of the minutes? July 7th. Motion by Commissioner Miller.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Klein. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Recognition of the public. All right, we have two on here. Call you up. State your name and address for the record, please, in 5 minutes. So, Mr. Mike McClard.
Not going to be very long tonight, but Mike McClard, 102 Tioga Trail, Hendersonville, Tennessee, was talking about the Brown House and the Bridal House. I think it's on there also about the approval for money for the Bridal House tonight, and I'm fully in support of that, and hope you guys will be too. I think it's approximately $18,000, I think. I didn't bring my notes up with me, but I think that's about what it is to approve to redo the chinking. I think we're taking out the old masonry chinking and putting in a more, what's the word, modern, I think is the word, type of chinking that would last a lot longer. So I really hope that you can push that through. And if anybody's never gone to the Bridal House, you gotta go. It's really, really nice. They wants to have it open one weekend a month, and also I think once every 2 or 3 months they have a speaker come in on Sunday afternoon. And I've only been able to make it to one of them, and it was very interesting. And I'm sure last time I missed last month, but they were talking about Indian attacks on the settlers. So I'm sorry I missed that. But anyway, also about the Brown House, hopefully that is proceeding down the pipe, and I know this committee will probably be changing up in some form or fashion. Hopefully that the new people and the ones that are still on it can keep pushing that down the road, because it's been almost 8 years since Mr. Brown passed away.
Over 8 years.
Yeah, and I mean, it's still sitting right there, growed up in weeds. So, but thank you.
All right, thank you, Mr. McClard. Next up, Miss Cynthia McClard.
Cynthia McClard, 102 Tioga Trail, Hendersonville, Tennessee. It's been so long since I've spoken, I thought I would read the cause. Anyway, I just realized this is an anniversary for me. I've been coming to these meetings for a year. shock. I came in as a newcomer, not knowing what to expect, not knowing even what they consisted of. I came to the original meeting on behalf of the Brown House. What I found was $1.25 million budgeted for a park. Mr. Brown's will specifically stated his home and a park. His money was stolen, my opinion. $500,000 was not used on the home. His namesake and his dream was abused. The $1.25 million consisted of the $500,000 from his will plus grants, and that equaled all to the park. And I have the original project budget right here, the 1.25. This is obsolete now, this is outdated, but at the time it intrigued me because as an accountant, I was looking at the numbers and I was going, $100,000 for an amphitheater, $48,000 for structures, $140,000 for parking lots, and it just went on and on and on, and totaled $1.25 million, which I was shocked. And no word, not a single word about the home, Mr. Brown's home. Anyway, okay, we're done with Mr. Brown. And I pray something gets done soon. But by coming to these meetings, I have found that there are good guys for the public, to fight the fight at all costs. And then there's the bad guys. That no matter the cost, no matter the subject, they're going to vote no. And there are those in the middle, the wishy-washy people. And they will vote on considering how a counterpart votes. Oh, well, if you vote yes, I'll vote yes, but if you vote no, I'll vote no. That's what I've observed during all these meetings. And I'm not talking about the meetings in here because this group is the best. I have nothing but good things to say about you all. You fight the fight. You stand up here for us, the public, and we appreciate that. On another hand, and I know I'm completely talking off scope, but the chamber meetings are probably the worst. The good, the bad, the ugly. And you know, Mr. Langford was talking about cell phones a while ago. Every time I go to a meeting, the chamber meeting, there's people on their cell phones and they're scrolling. These people represent us. Do we have to teach them, do we have to treat them like teenagers and take their phones away? I mean, let's hang something on a wall that they put their phones on there until the meeting is adjourned. That's my opinion. And I came into the original, the chamber meetings, the good, the bad, the ugly. And yes, I actually had to take notes. I've never taken notes before. I usually blurt my words out. But do I ever want to be in politics after a year of seeing this? H-E-double-L hockey sticks, no. That's just me. As my dad used to tell me when I was a kid, you know, my sisters and I would fight. He goes, Cindy, always remember, you're a lover, not a fighter. And that's just me. I'm on the board of directors for children. I go to church. I love praise music. That's me. I'm not a fighter. But if I sat in your shoes, I would be a fighter for the public. That's why they're here. Anyway, just remember, at the chamber meetings, we, the public, we keep our eyes on what you do, how you vote, and your actions. That's what we do. You're looking at the other side of the fence. We watch y'all. We watch the people in the chambers. For us, if you're for us, if you're against us, we know. And now I'll lastly say a quote from To Kill a Mockingbird, which everybody probably has either seen or read, which I have 1,000,000 times. Atticus' quote, he said, "They're certainly entitled to full respect for their opinions. But before I can live with other folks, I've got to live with myself. The one thing that doesn't abide by majority rule is a person's conscience. Remember that." That's all.
Thank you, Ms. McCord. All right, that concludes public comments. All right. For the chairman, had two items specifically. One, I want to discuss the change of our meeting date for September 2025. Monday the 1st is it's Labor Day, so my suggestion is to meet on Tuesday the 2nd at 6:30 p.m.
That's what the rest have done.
Yeah, so I'll make a motion to change the meeting date. Get a second by
Second.
Commissioner Jones. All in favor, say aye for that.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, so we'll go ahead and get that done. I did have here just an update for the Cottontown debris removal status. I guess I'm not surprised that the county mayor's not here. I was just curious on his attendance record. He's missed this will be the 10th meeting he's missed out of the past 14 months as county mayor and missing general ops. This did pass unanimously from the floor of the commission, so thank you, Commissioner Jones, for fighting for that last Monday to just have approved the county mayor to do this because he asked for this approval. Then he sent an email referencing, I guess, a resolution we did in 2023, and then he oversaw, did not choose to use, or did not realize that we did a resolution in 2024 rescinding the resolution that he was talking about. Because I had sent him an email basically, and this in the packet, asking for an update of when he was going to have this done. And his response to me was he has not signed the resolution yet. So I point blank asked him, was he going to veto it or was he going to sign it? He did not respond to me. That's when he sent the email out to the full commission asking for the law director's opinion about the resolution we passed. And he referenced the wrong resolution. The latest resolution we passed talking about cleaning up the stuff in Cottontown, specifically on the Draper House and the old post office property. The last be it further resolved basically said that outside of this act, no additional county funds will be spent on the subject property excepting for routine maintenance to the property and to mitigate hazards thereto, which includes dangerous debris that's on the property, mowing the property because that came up, to remove a broken tree limb that was damaging the roof of the property. That's why Commissioner Klein brought this resolution forward and the previous one rescinded. This was approved unanimously by the body last Monday on the July 28th. I just had this on here as an update since the county mayor, I don't know why is making such a big deal about this. That literally, Commissioner Moss has confirmed that just 2 or 3 county employees and a large trailer just to remove the debris. Make sure you have gloves on and don't have to get a tetanus shot. Yeah, well, we might end up all doing that, but it's not a big deal. I don't know why the mayor's been up a fight, but I was hoping he'd be here tonight to give us a status update on this, but he's not. So I guess he's either go 10 days or he'll veto it, and we'll see what happens just to clean this up. So I guess we'll figure out what we're going to do moving forward on Friday, probably this week. Everyone in the 10-day period has but that's all I wanted to give an update on that or regarding that. I do want to say just real briefly, we're changing committees, and the committees always change every year, but it's just been an honor and a privilege to serve with all of you guys on this committee. I've never seen on my time on the commission, a harder working group of commissioners to try to really do what's in the best interest of the taxpayers with county property. I know my first term, the General Operations Committee didn't even meet maybe 4 times the last year on my term, and that's in the middle of trying to do the courthouse projects and some other big projects, and Gen Ops didn't even meet. And of course, you saw how things got off the rails with the courthouse project. It was way over budget. We had a lot of problems. We had poor project management, and things were not done correctly. Or no project management quit, and unbeknownst to us. Insurance lapsed for 2 weeks on that project, just because nothing was being communicated to the General Operations Committee. So I just want to thank you guys for going above and beyond in your scope of work and what you guys have done, and getting up on buildings, roofs, crawling into buildings, inspecting stuff, field trips.
Creeks.
We're walking through creeks in the rain with mud boots on, doing a lot. So I just wanted to, as a chairman, it's been an honor and privilege this past year just to be blessed to serve with you guys, and what a phenomenal job you guys have done. So I want to thank you guys.
It helps to have good leadership.
Likewise.
Well, it's all about teamwork. So, all about teamwork. So you guys have been an amazing team. So really appreciate you guys' leadership in doing what needs to be done. But that concludes my report for this morning. Report of the Finance Director, Scott, Mr. Shamrock, the floor is yours. If you wouldn't mind running us through, if there's something, if you want to just run us through real quick through everything, and then if you guys can reserve your comments to the end and get in the queue, and then we can ask questions. Does that sound good?
Sounds good.
Try to order it so like most of the questions are going to be at the end.
Okay.
So Westmoreland, there's no change as of last month so far. We have a meeting tomorrow afternoon to go over all the changes to the location and building, if there are any. So I'll know more tomorrow afternoon as far as Westmoreland goes. Oak Grove, the building's pretty much up as far as the shell. They're supposed to have it inspected here soon. It should be ready for inspection by the end of the week. And they're getting ready to put the concrete pad on top of the Proceptor. Franklin Street's done, other than us waiting for the video of the storm line. That's just a third party that went out there to do it, so we're just waiting on that video. Courtroom build out. I spent about 2 hours with the design team 2 weeks ago, going through everything. We went through with the judges, and went through an old, already finished courtroom and everything with the electrical guys and their engineers to make sure everything matched up in there. They had a couple questions that I got to send back to them and answer. But that's moving along smoothly. We're about to start having some pretty in-depth meetings between the county and the architect before we start moving forward. The broadband grant, we're waiting on CEMC at this point. They ordered everything for the Portland's Wi-Fi, so we're just waiting for installation on that portion. And then the other half of that is we're about to start working on the RFP for the laptops. The Hollows, the water main relocation is completed, and they're still relocating the other service lines. Hopefully it'll be done next month or so.
Total?
No.
No.
Then they start the storm water stuff, or sewer. As far as the SWIG stuff, everything's pretty well in line in Portland. Should be done by October. They just finished painting the water tower up there, so if you've been there, it's nice and pretty now. They just started the projects in Westmoreland, so that's in line. We just have to, per the state, have an inspection scheduled by November 30th, which I've already talked with engineers and everybody, so we're all on track to do that. The renovation for the General Sessions Court, I have a meeting with the sheriff and Judge Blanton on Thursday to start moving forward with that and talk about how we're going to go about, because I think the best route that we're coming up with is to get the same architect to do both, because it's potentially going to be cheaper to just do it all at once, because it's all right there. The next one is more of just a let you know kind of thing. So the SR 258 and Drake's Creek project, we just had from TDOT a change of project management in their side. So we have a new project manager on the TDOT side who's getting up to speed on everything. They updated the estimate for the project and it increased a good amount. The county right now, and this is just the estimate, is responsible for just short of $1.8 million. However, after speaking with the planning department, they're supposed to go to the MPO to get the additional funding, where we would only be responsible for 20% of the project, not the full 1.8. But this is just a more, like, this estimate's gonna change back and forth as we go until we get to the construction portion. So it could go down, it could go up. This is just to let you guys know that right now it's increased, and so we'll know more as we move through that. And then the big one that kind of caused a fire here in the past week or two, the health department. Well, they got the building permit, they started grading and everything over there. However, when they did the demo, they hit the electricity for the stadium and some parking, I believe. I guess the school had ran a direct line to the health department at some point, and all of it was hooked up to the meter at the health department. And we're just looking for how this committee wants us to move forward with either fixing that or leaving that on the schools, because we don't know how long that electricity was hooked up to the health department. So I know the county was fitting the bill for the electricity for that portion, at least for, I don't know how long.
Got that one written down. Keep
But,
going.
So
If I could interject
we
on that.
did, you go ahead.
Are you, I don't want to interrupt you.
No.
Are you done? Or
It's
you ready
direct,
for-
It's more
it's
in-
directly related to
Okay.
this. So it turns out it was a direct wiring into the health department. So what makes this little powder keg is the fact that the health department's on the school property. So that's some things we're gonna have to take into account as we just make a decision on how we're gonna either sub-meter it, meter it direct, have them meter it, or run it the way it was before. So those are some things that this committee's gonna have to consider.
And there's a packet on the back. This is the email going back and forth with schools that Dustin has had contact with, going through everything, just to get you guys up to speed. We did get a change order estimate from the contractor to fix the electricity issue. It's $10,008.01. If we did do it as a change order, it would come out of the
So you said, how much is it? You say, Scott? It's
$10,008.01.
Is that in this email or?
No, it's not.
So that is to what, relocate a line?
Yeah. It's to restore power to said areas of the school.
To make it what it was.
Right.
Would the county still be paying for the electricity, I guess?
Under the scenario, yes.
So what's the option of not doing it and this, where the schools have their own dedicated line?
Do not have that answer, but I can give you the answer.
So, will we open up the questions on
Yeah,
this right
yeah,
now?
That's why I
Sure,
asked.
go ahead, Tim.
So, in the meantime, is that stadium not powered?
That is.
I'll make a motion for discussion, so.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, go, Tim.
That is my understanding.
So,
What was your
everything's
question?
on hold until we make a decision on where the stadium gets its power from?
No, we're still working on the health department.
No, with regards to nothing could go on there without electricity, like the stadium lights and everything
I'm not
is
sure
not.
if they hooked up a generator or whatever they're doing over there. I don't know the school's position on it.
School started
We're supposed
today,
to have
right?
a meeting with Carrie to figure everything out.
So how quickly do we need to make a decision on this? Tonight?
Probably the sooner the better.
Because otherwise it's next month, and it wouldn't be us. It's gonna be a whole new issue, introduced to a whole new committee. So we need to make a decision tonight on what to do with that.
I make a motion that we separate the meters, that we have our own meters for the health department, and let the school do their own meter. That's my motion.
Second.
All right, we got a motion, we got a second.
It's either that or buy the generator.
Do we have any? We have a motion by Commissioner Janung to, you said, restate your motion again, first Commissioner Janung?
My motion is to sever the relationship and have their own meter for the health department, and the school have their own meter, so it's separate. There's no commingling of billing. And that's my motion.
I know I don't have a vote, however. I'd be a little more
Give us-
specific
You have
whether we're
information.
paying to fix it and separating it, or if we're just separating it and letting them deal with it. I'd be a little more specific.
I got
That's
a
just
question
me.
on that, on how I can vote, because it may refine her motion or,
Would you like to ask your question first?
Yes.
Okay, good.
so was there damage done that's gotta be fixed no matter who makes the connection, or is it simply the same just to connect it to one or connect it to the other?
They do not currently have power.
I know, but was there extenuating damage that was more than
There's
just a
still an
connection
underground
issue?
line. There's
Huh?
still an underground line to where the health department was that was just.
So however they fix it, they're gonna have to repair that,
Well,
whether they
they-
connect it to A or B.
If they did it to the health department, they would more than likely do the temporary service like they would do for construction and have it hooked into there, I would assume. And then as soon as they put the permanent on the health department, put it all back on the health department, is how I'd assume that they would do it.
That reinforces the fact that if we split it now, the school can get theirs fixed and be done with it, and the health department can get theirs on temporary, and they can get it done when needed at a later date. So I agree with her motion.
I'd just worry about who's making
He's
clear
asking to
who's
fund it.
gonna fund it.
Is your
That way.
motion that the school board bear the cost of that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
what I said.
All right, Commissioner Klein.
That way
So-
there's no
I
disputes.
think there's a lot of questions here that, do we have temp power out at the health department yet?
Not yet, it's not set up yet because they haven't even got the pad for it yet. They've just been doing great.
I'm assuming
So
this
they're
is
going to.
This is 220 and not 480, or do you know?
Let me see what's in there.
Be-
I would assume it's 220 as well, honestly.
Yeah. And they must have 220 out there on that field somewhere. I mean, that's standard.
No, they don't have it included in here, but I can find out to be sure.
So, on the short term, they can use temp power for the health department, or the health department temp power. They could connect into that. But I think.
Who's they? Be specific.
The school. However, well, I don't know, maybe we have to be.
That wouldn't split with her motion.
Well, no, I'm just pointing out a couple of things here. That sounds like, what was that building originally, Mr. Hyde? The health department building.
It was built as the health department.
It was built as the health
They gave
department.
the health department
And-
permission to build on the property without ever deeding it.
Okay, so it's school property, but it was it was never anything but a health department.
That's all.
And at some point in time, they ran a line from
Health department to the
health
stadium.
department to the stadium, but we don't know exactly is it the lights and the
From my
scoreboard? Or is
understanding,
it
it's like the stadium lights and part of the parking lot. Is from
Is
what
there
I
a scoreboard
understand.
out there too?
Yeah, I believe
Well,
so.
Press
that's
box.
a lot of power. I agree with Commissioner Janung that they need to bear the burden of that. I don't know that we have a responsibility to run the line. Do you have a thought on that, Mr. Lawyer?
This is politic and this isn't a legal question.
This is not a
so-
legal question?
So we have a motion, we have a
I
second,
believe-
and the motion was to separate
The
the
power.
two sources.
Yeah,
And
okay.
the school board to establish their own power to pay for it.
Yeah.
And
But
the
he
health
was-
department is separate
But
completely from the school board.
Keeps it.
But he doesn't want to vote on that without including the fix. How do we fix the broken?
That is the
Issue.
fix. They have the,
We just need to make sure that we're clear on who's, like, he's saying
Yeah.
that they're gonna fix it and it's gonna be separate, so it's not our problem. So that's okay, but as long
It
as,
just wasn't part
as long
of
as
the
it's
motion,
established that either the school's paying to fix it or we're paying to fix it.
That's what I'm saying, that needs to be included in the motion.
One more quick question, Mr.
Commissioner
Chairman. A lot of the costs involved with the health department are paid by the state. Do you have any idea who pays the electrical? Is it split? Or does the state pay the electrical, or do we pay the electrical?
I'm pretty sure that we just pay the
We
electrical.
pay the electrical.
But if we did do this as a change order
Mhm.
on this project, which we don't necessarily want to do, we'd have to go to the state for approval to do it because it's state funded.
To do which?
To fix the electric, like if we were
So
gonna
either
fund it
way,
to-
we gotta go to the state.
If,
No.
only if we
No.
were gonna pay to fix it.
Okay, well, that makes it even clearer.
So that
That's
makes it
just
even
separated
better.
out.
Yeah,
Because it's
okay.
a total
Okay, I'm ready
state
to
project,
vote.
it's separate.
Can I
Okay.
revise my
I
motion?
just reinforced it.
Can I revise my motion?
Well, restate your motion.
My motion is to separate the two entities for the power. We split that apart, and the school pays for their own fix to get the situation fixed on their end, and then the county does their thing. That's my motion.
Does that satisfy you? And does that answer your questions, Mr.
Yeah, it
Chairman?
just makes it clear, so there's no
Okay.
discrepancy of what's
All right.
going on.
The motion is to separate Commissioner Jones.
Is there, does the schools have it in their budget with, any capital expenditures or whatever to run that new line from the school all the way to the stadium? Is that gonna be a budget request, or do we care at this point?
I mean, the school has a lot of money, so.
I know,
They have a lot of money in reserves, as we found out, so.
so they can run a line, that's not an issue.
Correct.
Okay,
So to restate your motion, Commissioner Young, it is to separate the two power sources so that the county is separate from the schools. The school has their own power source for their own facility, whereas the county/state facility, only the county is responsible for it. And therefore, that'll keep us from having to do any kind of change orders or delay the project any further. By separating it out, it will keep us on track with our timeline and not mess with anything, which is the most important thing. So
Right.
that's your motion.
That's my motion.
You got it properly seconded by Commissioner Miller. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, motion carries unanimously. All right, got to answer that question for you guys, so you can go report that back to Dustin. For that portion, the Hendersonville Health Department remodel. I thank you guys for doing all that. Drake's Creek, so this was originally like a $2.2 million project where Hendersonville kicked in about $250 and the county kicked in $250. And this was done at the request of the city of Hendersonville. So what is
I got
Hendersonville
a question.
contributing to this?
Right now.
So because you're saying the project's almost $1.8 million over the original estimate?
That's what so originally it was the 2.2 or whatever it was. Total. And
Of which half a million?
Hendersonville put in, I believe it was
Or 225?
220 or some amount like that.
County and city were
then-
splitting that.
Right, we're 10%, Hendersonville was 10% or whatever it ended up being. From that 2.2, I'd have to look at the numbers again, but the estimate is now $3-point-something million. But there's no additional funds in TDOT. So right now, it looks as if we are footing the bill for the just short of $1.8 million. However, talking with the planning department, they just go, the way it was explained to me is they go to the MPO office, they kick in 80%, we pay 20%, and that's how it was explained to me.
What planning department?
Our planning department.
Sumner County
Correct.
planning?
So we're being asked to put in another $272,000 on top of the $225 we put in.
Roughly.
Roughly.
Just right now, because it's all an estimate right
And
now.
I assume it is Hendersonville,
I don't know if Hendersonville has been engaged on this yet, just because we're not to the point where it's, all right, we're about to hit construction phase. So
is
this could change.
This is
Like,
not an
listen-
ask for money right now.
No, this is
a
just,
made-up
hey,
rate.
this is what it's updated to.
So my recommendation would be, this project was specifically requested by the city of Hendersonville. It's not a county initiated project, but because it's right there, it's to service Durham Farms with the city of Hendersonville annexed county land to build a mega high density development
Autumn Creek too.
in Autumn Creek where it started causing these problems. Imagine that. And so I think I want to make sure that Hendersonville bears the burden of this increase as well and pays for any, if this is like the total increase, that Hendersonville would pay for half of that. But that would be, I don't know if I need to make a motion for that. I probably will. I just want to make sure that any overages, I want to make a motion. Any overages that the county be responsible for, that the city of Hendersonville would bear half of that cost. That's my motion.
Second.
All right. Commissioner Klein.
Scott, what caused the overages? Is it just
Time.
It's just estimate.
Just, the estimate went to, so as we update the estimates, and like you said, it could go up, it could go down from here, we don't know.
Correct.
Go down.
It's not gonna go.
Value engineering.
You have
is we have
to,
legitimate
there's
value
a
engineering.
possibility it would go down.
Yeah, yeah.
Mr. Chairman. So you said it went from 2.2 was the original cost. What year was that? Do you remember? Was it 3 years ago?
2021.
4 years ago.
21
To
or
3
22.
point something. You thinking low threes or?
December 2021.
Okay,
I
so
think it was
almost 4
mid-three.
years.
Off the top of my head, I believe it was
Three-
mid-threes.
Mid threes. So over $1 million increase in 4 years from having to sit on this project, just waiting on the state. From nothing
I
that
mean,
we've done.
They're working on, from the last time I talked with them, they were working on the right-of-ways. And they're working on, like, moving from, I think they just went into the right-of-way acquisition, if I'm correct. I'll have to look, but I'll let you guys know. I'll look in the portal tomorrow and I'll send out an email to you guys, give you an idea of what's going on.
So if the increase, if this motion carries through and we vote and pass it through, goes to the whole commission, it just sets it forth for whatever the increase is, that this is going to be the way we operate forward. But is there any trigger for if it exceeds a certain amount, project gets put on hold? Are we fully committed to it already? What does the rest of the project look like going forward? We just plow ahead no matter what the cost is, or I don't know what's in motion, because it seems like nothing has happened yet in this amount of time.
Good question. I mean, I don't know if it's something that, I mean, the county can keep on going on with it. I mean, I don't know.
I'm not intending for it to stop. I'm just curious. Citizens want to know, and when is it happening? At what cost?
We're almost 4 years in and nothing's happened so far. I don't know why.
How do we get answers to that from?
You need to talk to Josh
State.
Sutton, his planning director. He's running point on this.
Okay.
So has TDOT said specifically what's the maximum they'll pay?
TDOT isn't putting any money in it anymore. This is the MPO office is who they're going to, which is completely different funding, is the way it was explained to
What's
me.
the MPO office?
Yeah, no acronyms without explanation.
Municipal planning office?
I believe that's correct.
From the state?
Yeah. But TDOT and the MPO office don't work, they don't work in the same, so TDOT can't get funding from MPO, but we can go request it from MPO and then it gets applied.
So
It's
is
an MPO grant.
So
So
has
it sounds
MPO
like,
said
right?
what the maximum grant is? No.
Metropolitan Planning Organization.
Paula, what?
Metropolitan
Metropolitan
Planning
Organization. Okay. Thanks.
Other than just, there's a motion on the floor, we need a second to basically request Hendersonville continue to pay half this amount. Any more discussion on that, because there's no really action for us to take at this point, other than that, correct? So I just want that as a motion to carry forward for this committee, that we're making a request of Hendersonville to continue paying half, since they asked for this project, not the county.
No, I think you're being generous, but I'll go ahead with that.
All right. Any other discussion on this one? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, motion carries unanimously. So we'll just leave that with the collection of minutes. Any other questions specifically on the other items that Scott went
Yeah.
over where we are? Commissioner Klein?
The renovation of the former General Sessions courtroom, are we allowed to be invited to those?
If you want to go.
I would like to. I would like to be a party to that.
What time you can meet on Thursday?
2 2 o'clock at Judge Blanton's
Okay.
office.
Mr. Chairman, what the questions you asked that triggered that question? You're fixing to move on, or?
No, I was asking if there are any other questions on the rest of the items that Scott went over.
Yes.
Westmoreland, Oak Grove, Franklin Street, courtroom build out.
Yes.
Can we also be part of the courtroom build out?
Mhm.
Great, okay. I would like to know about those as well.
Commissioner Jones.
Could you give an updated Hollow's estimation of complete time?
Yes.
Is it something you have to work on, or do you know?
Yeah, I have to get with Marshall and get an idea.
Can you just put it out in an email?
Yeah.
Because you may not be reporting to the same people next month. And then the other one I had was, you may have just asked this one, Commissioner Klein, and I apologize. Courtroom build out, county and architect discussion, you said is getting ready to take place. Is that what you asked to be a part of?
Yeah.
Can you elaborate on what that discussion is
Just
about?
planning, making sure that we're getting everything we need in the courtroom, so when we take it over, we can walk in and work.
This
This is where we've already approved the architect, the money's already been allocated for the architect. RFQ's going out, or the architect was picked.
We're gonna
But-
do the RFP. Once we do the RFP, we'll bring it back here, and then it'll be decided whether we move forward or not.
And it's a build-to-print job, so all questions should be already answered from the previous, right? There's not gonna be holes left, like, we didn't furnish it, we didn't put the
No, I made
plants and
sure
the
that all-
furnishings
Keep
in
in
it.
mind,
All
the county
stationary
commission
furniture
just
and
pulled
all
back
that.
the $2 million in funding.
Yeah.
Right, Commissioner Harrison.
In the budget,
Back.
the county commission just, well, I know
I
none of
forgot
us
about
voted
that.
on the budget, but
But
the county budget removed the $2 million allocation for this. So right now, it's just pretty much architect, go out the bid for the RFP, for the proposal, and then the project stops. That's where we're at.
I am going.
We approved to go forward with the architect months ago out of this committee, pushing forward. I mean, I was like maybe January, February, I don't know, it was a long time ago.
Is there a point in this then until the money gets reappropriated? Because everything's gonna change in the 6 months or a year or 4 years before it gets approved again.
I mean, the money's already been allocated, the architect's already working on it, and the RFP is gonna go out once they work with the architect, on the plans. They're gonna come together with what the RFP is, that's gonna go out to bid.
Can you
and-
explain, the money's been allocated just for the architect
Architect
part?
only.
Okay.
That was $50,000, I believe.
So it's not.
Not, it's 85 is gonna be total,
Yeah.
isn't it?
So their fee was 85, but I think it was like 95 or 100 that was allocated for the architect. But yes, it's all
For that.
Yeah.
Build out because of the snafu.
How long is that architect's plan good for?
Well,
60
the plan-
days, 90 days?
The plan will always be good. The RFP will have to determine, usually it's 90 days is the price is good, but I might try to push it out farther.
Request for proposal?
Proposal from
Okay.
contractors to do the construction, try and hold out the price.
That's what I'm saying, if you hold out the price, there's a,
Usually it's 90 days, 60 to 90
so
days.
Once
it
the
can
R-
expire by the
But once the
time.
RFP comes out, there's nothing that would preclude you from bringing it out from the floor to move it forward.
Correct.
Okay.
So, this happens every month.
And the price is
Just
gonna
bypass
be, like, I already told them, I said, I'm not doing any separate RFPs, cause I know previously they didn't, they built the courthouse and then afterwards they put all the IT stuff in. I said, no, we're gonna do it all at once, you're gonna put IT in, you're gonna put all this furniture that doesn't move in. We wanna walk into it and we can use it the same day.
I
As
wanna
long
make
as all
sure
our
that
computers.
furnishings also,
rolling chairs are in there.
I think furnishings also should be included turnkey. I mean, I don't want to see a bill for $10,000 for plants afterwards because all the other rooms have plants and this one doesn't, or
About
whatever.
$45,000 tables.
Or tables, yeah.
That's why I want to bird dog it and be there, because
So
the
this is
parking
the-
structure we forgot.
When's the design team walk through? That's already complete.
Yeah, we already did it.
Yeah, so it's done. All right, so that's where we're at on that. Any other questions on that specifically? Hollows drainage, you're gonna get back, if you don't mind emailing the committee this week if you can, or just a timeline of that, or you can send it to me, I'll send it to everybody else, what do you wanna do? So, other than that, any other questions? Commissioner Klein?
So the Westmoreland EMS had to be moved lower because of water pressure, right?
Correct.
So now it's down closer to the telephone building that's
Right.
right next to it. And so we've got a bunch of land up above that we're just gonna have to maintain. What kind of architectural changes can you just discuss slightly about that?
I haven't seen any changes yet. Hopefully tomorrow I'll have all the updated plans and specs
Okay,
for everything.
obviously
so
the
I'm not gonna know
engineering
anything
has
till tomorrow.
changed.
They gonna address the fact that there may be no slides behind there because of the.
I promise I'll bring it up.
I have one thing to say.
Commissioner Miller?
Commissioner Janone brought all that up in the beginning of the stages of the Westmoreland EMS station and said, how in the heck, I think that was her exact words,
Ish.
quoting Mary, how in the heck are they gonna get water up there? And how the heck they gonna do this? How the heck they gonna do that? And there was absolutely no plan, and that's just the way it was gonna be, and that's how they were gonna do it, and they did it, but then they didn't because they couldn't. So once again, here we are, costing us more money because
Delaying projects.
there's dysfunction and there's a hierarchy.
So Scott, you're gonna get all the plans tomorrow?
I don't know the answer to that. I'm
Okay.
hoping to get them tomorrow.
Can
But when I
you,
do get them, I'll send them over to you.
that'd be great, thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Janone, for asking those questions, pointing out when you fail to plan, you plan to fail.
Called-
And this was a failure
called
of
physics.
planning. That's
Common
it.
sense.
All right, anything else for Finance Director? We're gonna move on. Report to County Mayor. Again, County Mayor's not here, so we will move on to old business. Item A, I'll just make I guess a point for this. Where we are, I'll give an update on where we are on this. So obviously we had our ad hoc that we have standing that met multiple times.
This is the Latimer House.
Discussion.
Well,
Move to first, second.
technically, as the chairman, I don't have to. I mean, I can introduce it, but I will. But,
May not be no
I'll make a
discussion.
motion for discussion.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, aye. So, just so you know, Robert's rules, chairman can introduce something briefly before something's added. You don't need a second for that, just so you guys know for the future. So, with the Latimer House, Brown House renovation, we had our ad hoc, very successful. Kind of, we pushed super hard. Citizens have been waiting 8 years for this. Exemplary job on the stuff that happened to Commissioner Klein. Thank you for all your amazing work working with getting people out there just trying to move this along for the citizens, and did a great job on that. We got so far out ahead. We got way out ahead of what the county's process is, and so now we're having to backtrack because we just did things like you would in the private sector. Look, let's get an estimate, okay? Well, how much is it going to cost? We know what we can do, and so we did that, and now we have all these things. We're having to go through the RFQ process. So we put that out to bid last Thursday on the county website, and so Monday, August 25th, is when the RFQ and RFQ stands for Request for Qualifications, not a quote, for qualifications for an architect, meaning the architect's going to submit their qualifications project they've worked on, as well as an estimated rough price, meaning their hourly rate and what they think generally it might be. But my understanding, the finance department doesn't necessarily pick it on price of what they quote, because if you're giving like basically one of the parameters was a not to exceed price. Well, nobody really knows until you get in there and look, and that was even said in our discussions. You got to start peeling this. One, the contractor doesn't understand why you have to have an architect. It's strictly political, strictly state law. This is a project you typically this contractor would not do an architect on this type of renovation. But because of state law and it's a county project, we have to. So what they're going to do is pick the architect based on their qualifications, and whoever submits. I mean, if it's one person, 3 people, we don't know, that are going to submit. I know there are some parties interested in this project, so there will be a bid, or several at least. And when that happens, they'll pick it, and then we'll move pretty much the same thing when you're asking the questions on the courthouse. Then the architect will work with the finance department, Scott and Dustin, to come up with the proposal that will go out to bid. And we've already laid all the groundwork. We paid Chris Coker almost $5,000 to go out there and strip away from the house and the foundation, the brick, and get under there and let us know, here's what it needs and here's what we think it's going to cost. and they were very generous and even giving us overages of 10 or 20%, and not to exceed cost, and we still were about $70,000 under our budget, you know, with worst case scenario pricing that Commissioner Klein and some of these contractors ever give us. So we're really going in a good spot. So pretty much what's going to happen is whenever the architect is picked, we're going to give them all the work that we did, and then they're going to work to take what we did, and I guess we did a pretty extensive job on all the estimating and had several ad hoc meetings discussing that. That's going to get in, they're going to put together an official proposal that will then go on the county website again, be put out to bid. So you're definitely looking at September, the earliest. You know, I don't know, a lot could happen, you know, because of politics next month, to be honest with you. But I would like there's really nothing for us to do in this committee, and hadn't been for a while, so I thought we had moved this to the ad hoc last month. My apologies, I realized we didn't. So I'm gonna make a motion or recommendation that we send this to the ad hoc, because I know the last time we had an ad hoc meeting, we had citizens here and people from historical societies interested in meeting and being a part of discussions on more of the finishing aspects of the home, of exhibits, walkthroughs, you know, type things like that, working with community, citizens, historical societies, getting them involved in input, more the finishing aspect. That would be further down the line once we get into demolition and then reconstruction. So I would recommend that we send this, remove it from our agenda, move it to the ad hoc, and let it stay there to get community input, since usually,
Second.
all right, takes a long time, and we're usually talking about it for 2 hours every time we meet, and people get input. And it gives a little bit more of a free form aspect, so citizens, and we get historical societies involved and meet and talk about it on a monthly basis and try to do monthly meetings. I think it would be a good time now, since we're finally in the RFP process. So we have a motion and a second to remove this from GenOps agenda and refer it to the ad hoc to work with finance through that process to then bring back. at the
Is
perfect
there a
date.
date already set for the ad hoc?
We have a standing date of the third Thursday right now. That's
Okay.
a standing date that we just haven't been meeting, because we met like twice in
Twice
May
in one
and
month,
then
yeah.
1 month in the beginning of June. And then we were just kind of waiting till we got through this RFQ process for the past 6 weeks, 7 weeks. But now that the RFQ will be open on Monday the 25th, then we're at a place that we could even do a meeting that week if we needed to, end of the week if we need to, because that's technically, I think we technically, well, the fourth Thursday, one of those.
We will not be here the third Thursday.
Okay, third, that's
I will be
fine.
in Florida.
So we'll coordinate.
Before the 25th anyway.
Yeah, so we'll coordinate to figure out a time. But that was the motion, refer this to the ad hoc committee until such a time is right to bring it back forward to the approval process that we'll need for the budget to get approved when the RFP's out. So, got a motion, got a second, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, we're gonna remove that from the agenda, send to the ad hoc.
You said possibly 21st or 28th, possibly.
Yeah, we have a standing, I can't,
One of those two. That's fine.
The 25th is on a Monday.
I'm gonna answer the question for
No,
you.
we can talk offline. That's fine.
Well, no, you asked, so, right now.
Either one's a problem.
Right now, the third Thursday of the month, we have a standing Latimer Brown House Restoration ad hoc from 5:30 to 6:30 PM. That's our standing, is the third Thursday, so that would be the 21st. I would not be right, so we could potentially meet on the 28th. You know, I might move it, and so we could call a meeting then. After that's open on the 25th, if we wanted to do it that week, so.
That would be my suggestion, Mr. Chair. that
And I'll email you guys.
We'll have the
So-
architects on
Yeah,
board.
I'll email you guys, because we can plan that in a week or two. All right. Item B is discussion for the archive building extraneous storage clean out. Motion for discussion.
Motion?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Commissioner Klein, would you give us an update on that yet? What's where we left off last month? You were,
I have spoken to the 3 chiefs who have the most storage in there. Catherine Strong has by far the most. Mark Smith has the second most, and Eric Craddock has a pretty good amount in there. The rest of this stuff is like election commission, the mayors, the maintenance people, the planning and engineering, they have been cleaning theirs out, as has the IT department. So the vast majority of it will be cleaned out if we do it. That's the thing is Mark Smith, Catherine Strong, Eric Craddock, I don't have the people to do it. So we would have to either have the mayor get the maintenance guys or the inmates from the jail.
I know Commissioner Moss had comments on that from last time,
I
because I
know
think
he
he was
did.
involved with that movie. so
He was a stud out there.
He would be able to speak to that a little bit more authoritatively.
I think you need to get the inmates to do it. I don't think the maintenance guys.
Yeah,
ain't got time to do it.
we would probably need one maintenance guy, like you oversaw Mark Smith's, right?
Yeah,
And-
well, it was me and Brian up there, we did that.
Okay.
Yeah.
But most of the muscle came from those guys, right?
So everybody pretty much has agreed to move their stuff, they
Yeah.
just need somebody to do it for them.
Yeah,
So
they
there's
just
no
need-
problem, there's no resistance,
No
everybody's good.
resistance. Yeah.
So I guess the options would be that we could send a request to budget, to hire a moving company to do it, up to a certain amount. We could have, send a request, to the county mayor, which, we've had trouble with that, getting his cooperation on these types of activities. And so I'm not sure what the solution is.
Yeah.
Outside of hiring another company.
Yeah, and just to let you know, there's about 400 four-drawer cabinets, file cabinets that are completely full of paperwork.
That should be over at the courthouse, right?
Yeah, it's a major, major undertaking. It'll cost a small fortune to have a company come in and do it.
From outside.
But if we can't get cooperation from the mayor to expedite it, I don't know what else we do.
Commissioner Jones?
What do you think about just reaching out to Sheriff Craddock? I don't mind calling him and asking him and possibly meeting with Commissioner Klein or myself just to show him what needs to be done and see if he has the need to put some people to work. I know they have different projects they use
Trustees for you.
trustees for and he might be short on that and could use some work for them to do or something, and we could just ask him if it's something
Yeah.
he's interested in, and you're more familiar with it. Would you be willing to meet with him down there just to show him through what could be done?
Absolutely.
And then have a representative from each of the entities involved just
Yeah.
to maybe be there to point out or flag which items need to go, and
Yeah.
we keep it all offline and not have to have meetings and discussions about it to see if he's willing to
Do you want me to
do it
call?
on his own.
The law director has a.
I'm not gonna put work on you, but if you're willing to, that's fine. If not, I'll call him. If you could arrange to meet down there since you're familiar with the place.
Hold on a second, guys. Mr. Law Director.
You might want to definitely make sure that Director Jerry Scott's involved. He's over the inmates.
Okay.
Is-
The sheriff knows him, obviously.
He works for the sheriff.
Well, that's why I'm saying point would be Eric, and he could talk to this.
He definitely is gonna need to be a part of the conversation
Sure,
from the
sure.
beginning.
Okay. Well,
And if you can keep this amongst elected officials, I think you'll get better traction getting this done, then it's not a,
didn't have to go through committees
It's
and
not a
commissions.
commission ask.
Yeah, so that'd be my advice. Can we just try to do that offline and do no action in committee?
Yeah, if you want to, ask Commissioner Klein to, let the minutes reflect that we're going to ask Commissioner Klein, I guess, to work
And
with,
I'll
speak with
help.
the sheriff to see what we could do to have trustees come out to move that. I guess there would be questions of logistics of like, whose trucks, whose trailers, does the sheriff have that? Do they have to use the counties? Would that take coordination? I don't know. So, Commissioner Moss?
We got a big trailer from Arkansas.
Yeah,
That's
correct.
what we used last time.
Is that what you
Big
guys?
cab trailer. So, yeah, I guess if you want to just speak with Sheriff Craddock about that, and I'll make a motion to formally recommend that Commissioner Klein, you work with
Okay.
Sheriff Craddock to see about trustees being supervised, coming out and moving those things using county trailer, and to transfer that over to the courtroom.
Second.
You got a second, Commissioner Jones?
I would just like to also add to that motion, just to clarify, there need to be an amendment or whatever, to leave this on old business so it does come back for a report as to where it is next month for the next committee.
That's fine.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
No matter what. I said expect to see you here no matter what.
Yeah.
Report.
So yes, that's fine. We'll keep it on old business, and Commissioner Klein can come back to this committee and give a report.
Okay.
All right, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right.
he's here, and I'll help
Oh,
you do
makes
that.
a
All
lot.
right, item C is discussion about the Millersville EMS station reconfiguration. This is the one that's been on several times. Basically, we're down to, real quick, I'm gonna have Commissioner Jones give a report, but let's go ahead and I guess make a motion for.
Motion
okay.
to
Motion by
suspend.
Commissioner Klein,
Second.
second by Commissioner Miller. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Real quick, I do have in here in the packet is basically the totals, again, of all of the invoices. So what are we up to now, like 50
I knew you
grand?
were gonna ask me that. It's like 47.
Almost 50 grand in rental costs for this so far, this trailer, with no resolution yet. Commissioner Jones, you said you had reached out to somebody in Millersville, asked them about this recently.
I did. I was trying to get back to a text just so I could read you.
I know that their city hall was gonna be meeting, they were going through the architect process. I know that they had met with Robin E. Hood, that originally provided Mr. Klein the estimate for reconfiguring that space to make it compliant, codes compliant, so the EMS could get back into living quarters.
Yeah, so this is from Commissioner Dustin Darnall, City Commissioner of Millersville. And so what they had originally done in their budget was appropriate, he was thinking it was somewhere between $80,000 and $100,000 for both Station 1 and Station 2. Station 1 being the city hall that needed codes,
That's like a
fixes and
$300,000
stuff like that too. And then Station 2 is the one that we're concerned about on Bethel Road that we're trying to get fixed. And Station 1 came back more expensive because of the type of sprinkler system they were going to have to put into it, because it was different type of building, being more industrial. They had to have a different type of sprinkler system, way more expensive. The other one was considered more residential, so it was more cost effective. And they said since they appropriated the money together, they could pour more money into the Station 2 if needed, and so that they didn't see finishing it being a problem because they had enough money allocated for it. So it is proceeding, but I think they're going through the bid process or something.
So we don't know, I have a timeline. So I guess the question is, so my recommendation is either we do something with this or remove it from the agenda.
They'll accept a bid tonight, so they're supposed to be accepting a bid
Is
tonight.
that their meeting tonight?
Yes,
Okay.
the bid,
A bid for what?
Architect.
the architect, and then the bid we accept will be for the design.
So, so it sounds like they're moving ahead finally. We're sort of using, so do you guys, I mean, it's been mentioned before, county purchasing this trailer or just dropping and continuing to rent. So I'm just laying it before this body tonight is what is, knowing that Millersville is moving forward and that EMS hopefully will be in the next couple of months. Is it time to just drop this from discussion, knowing that hopefully the rental will only be a couple more months? I know we're almost at $50,000 so far, but it has been over a year and 14 months, probably 15 months. Was it April or May? I think April, May of 24, so if I'm not mistaken, Commissioner Klein.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
So it's been a long time.
The purchase of a new trailer, I'm sorry, if I can
Go ahead.
speak. Purchase of a new trailer is gonna be, a new camper, is gonna be $35,000, $40,000. The one we have out there right now is $65,000. Don't ask me why we went that expensive. It has 2 full bathrooms in it. It's a very unique
And they don't use
camper. They don't even have water hooked up to it. So they specifically got 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, and don't use them. And so we went with the most expensive camper. I have no idea why. We could have bought the adequate camper that had 2 bedrooms and 1 bathroom that wouldn't be used for the $35,000, $40,000 range at that time. We could still buy one now. So we wouldn't buy what we have out there right now. It would be a $40,000-ish purchase for another, hopefully 3 months, but the way county does work, it could be another 6 months. I just don't know.
That could be another $18,000, $15,000 to $18,000 with another 6 months in rental costs.
No, it's still a lot less than.
Buying one. So it sounds like the consensus is we just need to drop this and move on. Millersville's finally taking care of the problem that we brought attention to.
But the frustrating part is the rental would have been that much cheaper too on a lesser unit. We've been renting the most expensive camper you can buy.
That's not functional.
We're not using to its potential. I have no idea why we did that.
We didn't do it.
No, this committee did not do that. but this county did.
I mean, that was the county mayor that did that. I know that was his purchase, so. All right, well, I guess without any objection, I'm gonna move that we strike this from old business. Is that, everybody, I'll make a motion.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right. Consider that one done. Item D, discussion architectural as-built drawing for Recovery Court and Sheriff Department renovation of 117 Smith Street property. Motion for discussion.
I'm sorry, Mr. Chairman, before you,
Motion for discussion. We've already voted on that last thing.
do you want to leave it on the agenda to talk about,
No.
to follow up, see where Millersville is next month?
We just made a motion to kill it from the agenda. That was the motion.
Okay, I just thought maybe we'd get an update after Millersville, but
It's dead right
somebody
now.
can always put it back
I
on.
mean,
There's
you can
no
make a
reason
motion to
you can't send an
reconsider.
email.
You can make a motion to reconsider if you want to.
I would like to motion to reconsider, just because I think it's important to keep the public updated as where we are with this, because we're still
Do we have a second?
paying for a trailer.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Take a point. All right, is there a no?
Just please keep it on
All right, so
the, no, she,
we've, that's dead. So without, I guess without objection, we will keep item C on the agenda for old business for update.
just update, yeah. Update on where Millersville is.
All right. Item D, discussion. We have a
Sorry.
motion by Commissioner Miller, second by Commissioner Klein. I'm say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Was this basically, I mean, getting to the same discussion of your report,
Talked
Scott?
about it,
I mean,
yeah.
did we already talk about this?
Yes.
It seems like we did.
Yeah, this is the meeting Thursday.
I did get a rough estimate, as you asked, from Wold on just the floor plan for the first floor, and it was $6,000.
Yeah,
Have
so,
them do an as-built.
yeah.
So that's, okay, that's, so $6,000.
But the RFQ is for everything though. Yeah, yeah, and so that's,
Well, the RFQ will be for everything.
yeah, the
Yes.
RFQ will be for everything.
Correct.
So the meeting on Thursdays with the sheriff and with Judge Blanton to see exactly what they're looking for. Okay.
So the old as-built would be 6,000 to go with the things that,
That's just for the floor plan as.
just to get started.
So that's what they're saying, they can do the as-built for?
6,000.
6,000?
Just the floor plan itself.
Yeah,
Like-
of what's existing, yeah.
Do we need to keep this on old business for any reason? Or can we move this to?
I think they've got control of it now
All
at
right.
this point.
So we
This is
got that
already-
answered.
This has already been gone through budget and has approval for both
Yep.
groups, right?
Well, no. The Judge Blanton.
The
has-
problem is that they did not have the,
I know, because the as-built question.
Correct.
But it passed, right?
Well,
It's just about which version of it, or did that make it null and void? It's gotta come back.
I believe Judge Blanton, there's 600 and some
It's like
thousand.
$632,000.
is there anything that we need to do at this point? We've already approved what we need to do.
The sheriff, I think that got pulled back.
All right.
I don't know about the sheriff's side.
Okay.
So I think there's nothing else for us to do.
Judge
on
Blanton
this.
signed, we're good to go. We're gonna roll with it.
And this is gonna be on your report, so.
Yes.
All right, so without objection, we'll remove this.
So they
Okay.
can put it on new business if something new comes up.
Correct.
Yeah, I just wanna make sure we
Yeah,
didn't
we
need to take it
can always
off
bring
if
this
it was
back.
to be continued.
We can always bring this
They
back.
can do- Okay.
But all right,
It'll
we'll
be
just,
on my monthly updates.
So,
It'll be back.
so I'll just make a motion to move this to Scott's updates.
There you go.
I'll make that official.
Great.
Okay.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And without objection, we are going to
Yeah.
remove this from old business. All right, item E is,
Motion to discuss.
Second.
all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? I'll just give a quick brief update. This is something Commissioner Miller brought to our attention last month. There was a life safety flooding issue right there in Cotton Town on Martin Lane. They actually had to do a swift water rescue on that road, right down from this, the property that's in here, specifically the photos. So this is where a large culvert, at least 4.5 feet tall, on the other side washed out the road. And so the water was actually coming up over the road. And we got a measuring tape out there, myself, Commissioner Klein, and Commissioner Miller a couple of weeks ago. And it was at least a solid 8 feet out of the creek bank and probably a foot or two over the road that the water was flowing in and washed that out from the flooding in Cotton Town. Coming from White House somewhere. And I know White House has put a moratorium on all residential building because of flooding, because of overbuilding, wiping out farmland. So topographically, it's hard to tell where this flooding was coming from, but it was a very dangerous life safety issue. Commissioner Miller made the county aware of that, and because the residents called her that she actually knew down there in Cottontown. She had called the planning director and the highway superintendent to make them aware of the life safety issue, and they finally took action based on Commissioner Miller's recommendation. Persistence, I'll say. And there ended up being a swift water rescue that helped speed the process along. But long story short to say is that this problem has been resolved as far as we can resolve this. I called Toby after we met, sent the photos from Toby. We met with the homeowners there that's affected, where Toby's crew did come out and rebuilt the asphalt and rebuild the roadway and their right-of-ways, and we're kind enough to put the fencing back up that was on the county right-of-way, but the property owner's fence right there that just keeps somebody going off on a ditch that wash into the creek. But there was also a lot of that riprap or that shot rock,
Yeah.
the big rock that helped support their driveway, support the road, and both sides of that huge culvert had washed. Even when a big 3-foot by 4-foot concrete piece of barrier that was helping shore up the road had washed probably about 30-40 feet down the creek. So they came back and had to put, after we went out there, and I called Toby again to ask them what else they could do they were able to get a little bobcat in the creek, get back that rock that the county originally had put to try to put it back, shore it up. Not perfect, but they did the best they could, I believe, and the homeowner's happy. They're satisfied with what the county was able to do since the county originally came out there and did that work. So that is good news. But that problem is unfortunately going to continue to be ongoing as flooding in Cottontown. It definitely is due to high-density residential, and there's been no study or words spoken necessarily by anybody to say otherwise, contrary to what the county mayor said in his State of the Union or address, whatever. But we're putting in a flood mitigation plan through planning commission that we got started from this committee this past year, going down and meeting and stomping around in the mud and the creeks in Cottontown 2 or 3 different times, several of us for hours. And yet we had TDEC down there, we had TDOT down there, we had a planning department down there looking at the problems and agreeing, yes, these are problems, and here's are some structures that are literally in the creek, these homes that are causing blockage. It's not other properties, it's not the Draper House property or the post office. It's literally like individual homes that have been abandoned that are literally in the creek. They were built on the waterway that are just debris is just blocking and called flooding. So when we got TDEC down there, TDOT specifically, in our planning department, they all understood and agreed that something needed to be done, and therefore in the budget that passed was a money allocated to go towards this plan and even acquiring some of these properties that are in the creek that are actually causing the flooding. And these are not beneficial for anybody's political purposes to create greenways or green spaces or anything else. This isn't a pet project. This is actually mitigating damage being caused to this area. So there's no other action for us to take on this. So we will remove this from the agenda, but I just wanted to have this on there as an update. So thank you, Commissioner Miller, for your hard work, and thank you guys. Commissioner Jones.
I just wanted to read. Was you first?
Well, you're in the queue first. So.
Okay.
Go ahead, ladies.
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
I had a question, because Sharon and Moss and I were talking about it. That culvert's made out of plastic pipe,
Yeah.
not concrete. Who put the culvert in?
The highway department did.
A plastic culvert.
I think that's their new standard.
Commissioner Miller, go ahead.
So that really needs a bridge,
Yes.
but I was told that bridges are budget killers. And there's other places that have 1-lane bridges that would be before this. Eventually, this needs a bridge.
It's gonna fail, and somebody's gonna die.
Well, it's already failed.
And somebody almost did die.
And
In
it's
June.
not the first time that people have been rescued out of their homes, out of their cars, because this area just continues to flood over and over and over and over and over.
There's a home that's there that actually built a wall,
Correct.
like a concrete wall around it. I should have put that photo in there when
Yeah.
we saw it, to try, because they flood out, and it was up to their roof line. And this didn't happen 10 years ago.
This was
Did not
like
happen.
May in 2024. They had to be rescued out of their home, not by the county, by neighbors, because there was no time for the county to get there. The neighbors had to go in and rescue these people out of their home. So this is going to continue and continue. I don't know what the solution is.
A bridge, it needs a bridge.
It needs a bridge.
But
But
road
that's-
superintendent said it's a budget
It's a
killer.
budget killer, and there's other places that need it more, but it is on their
List.
Radar.
Long-term
radar, not list, radar.
The area, it is a serious problem.
Yeah, because I wonder how many more of them are like that with the plastic.
That was bad, but it is 4 feet tall,
It's big.
4 foot.
literally,
Pipe.
plastic pipe.
And it was
Under-
overwhelmed by the water
Oh, yeah.
coming
I can
down.
see
It went over the road, it went about, it went 4 feet above it. Commissioner Jones?
I will say my boots stayed dry on this one, you guys. Thank you. I think it was Commissioner Klein, Miller, and Mansfield. Y'all went down there during the work day, so I could not go on that one, but I appreciate you guys going
Commissioner
and
Hall
fixing
was
that.
there.
You were
I've,
the first time.
I've seen this on the map where this is, and it is right down from all the development that was going on in White House.
So that's what I thought.
And,
It had to-
yeah, it's
within-
directly
it's
in.
within a mile.
It's directly
Okay.
in line with it, and and gravity-wise, it's in line with it too. I mean, there's no doubt that development, overdevelopment in areas in the county causes this kind of stuff.
Well, specifically the city of White House for this one, because it's right on the White House.
Yeah, but the mayor said that Cottontown flooding is not being caused by overdevelopment, and
False
that's,
statement.
that's,
Complete
can't
false statement.
be true. We've seen too many instances of it. But I just wanted to reiterate what you said about that plan being hatched with us commissioners, boots on the ground, with the planning director and state officials standing in a parking lot, viewing the things that were actually causing the flooding, and coming up with a plan and putting money towards budget for the planning director to scope out these projects that actually would benefit from taking out structures that nobody was using anymore, that were dilapidated and years ago should have been condemned and probably have been built on the creek, because there's no codes out there. But yeah, I just disagreed with the mayor's email about that not causing the flooding. As far as the plastic pipe go, that plastic pipe will last decades longer than that metal ever would. It's super thick and huge, and it'll last if the road doesn't get washed away around it again. So it probably does need a bridge, but
All right, well, there's no action. Commissioner?
I had about a half-hour conversation with Luke.
Here,
He's one of the neighbors up there that has been observed. He's lived there since 2018, I think he said, and there's been flooding, but it's getting worse. And he and I discussed, because I haven't been there when it's actually happening. He sent me some videos and pictures that I'll need to forward to all of you, but they're pretty impressive how much water has been coming down there. And I don't know, with the way that Martin Lane and all that funnels down, I don't know that there is any remedy except use the FEMA program to buy those people out of their houses. That was one of the things that he was asking about, because he said that one of the neighbors down there is trying to sell her house. She's not getting any nipples at all, and why would she? So she's a likely candidate for
can I
FEMA.
interject
Go ahead,
real quick?
Commissioner Miller.
So, there's never been a flood study done by FEMA in that area, ever. So it's not in a floodplain. So when these houses are going for sale, it's showing that they're not in a floodplain because they've never done a study. So planning, I'm working with Josh Suddeth, and we're working on that to get that flood study done in that area so that it is. So if you're on Martin Lane and you're going towards, is it Bug Hollow, I think, or whatever that road is? If you're going, I don't know, I'm going to go the direction, y'all, that's why I have GPS. So if you're going down that road, so all the houses on the right side are up on top of the hill. So their driveways wash out, so everybody's had to either blacktop or pave or do whatever to their driveway because they can't keep any gravel. Well, almost all the houses on the left side of the road are in a lower lying area, and that's what's getting flooded and what's washed out. And then by the time you get to the end of the road, at that intersection, I think that's Bug Hollow, I don't know, whatever.
I don't
Anyways,
think it's
once you get there, you've got a creek's on both sides. So you have a bridge, and all there is that bridge, and all that goes underwater. That's where the house is with the wall around it.
Mhm.
So the first step is do this flood study. There's already money in the budget and planning, so
Right.
that's underway. But, and then, you know, the poor lady can't sell her house because obviously everybody knows it's gonna be underwater the next time it rains, so.
Right.
All right, we still have items on the agenda. So without any objection, we're just gonna remove this from old business. So thank you for the update. Thank you guys for all you're doing. So,
New business?
yeah, I'm just making a note here. All right, item 10A under new business, we have the Children of People Building and Resolution 2504-08, approving the sale of certain real property located at 139 Winchester Street in
Make a motion
Gallatin.
to approve.
Second.
So, and is there any discussion? We do have our Summer Prevention Coalition
And
folks
that's
here.
exactly what they said.
So I'm just making sure, but they did submit, they met on Friday. Got this to you guys, I emailed this to you as well as the handout. It's just their official ask. It's just approved by opioid. It was approved in our budget. County Commission's already, I guess, pre-approved the intent to sell by
No.
resolution.
No changes, everything's the same.
Nope, just, we're gonna send us the budget. So we got a motion, we got a second to send the budget, unless you guys wanna say anything. All right, just wanna give you opportunity. Commissioner Klein.
Mr. Sittler, can you explain one final time what the restrictions on that property are?
It had blindsided me. We'll pull a Scott here.
I'm
To
doing
my
this for
best
the
of my
public.
recollection, it was health related. It has to be used in some capacity for.
You can't build condos, you can't build residential. you can't
Otherwise,
apartments
there.
To make a lot of money.
I believe it
for
was
taxes.
the will of the commission at the time it was voted on that there be a reverter in the deed, that if it's
Correct.
not used for that, then it would revert back. And it's really not us just picking this reverter, this is a continuation
From the
reverter
was in
that
there to begin with.
originated
Original
before us.
reverter, yeah.
Right here, first order of video.
I'll double
But it
check.
says this is not used for public health purposes, such property shall immediately revert back to Sumner County, Tennessee. And that had 23 votes, unanimous vote, at the County Commission on April 23rd this year. So,
But I-
That's for the record, for the public to understand that this
Right.
is not a way to funnel the property to some developer to make a fortune on it. This is going, as long as it's used for health, they can own the building. If they,
it reverts back to the
it
county. If it's
reverts
not
back
used
to the
for-
county.
If it's not used for public health purposes, it goes back to the county.
Okay, great.
That is in the resolution.
And this is front loaded for budget, if you can make sure of that. And so it should hit the commission this month so that we can get the transfer going.
All right, so the motion is to approve and send a budget. We had a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. That passes the budget. And that's removed off new business. All right, Bridal House, item B. I just brought this back because we actually passed this last month to budget, and it did end up on the budget agenda. So I just wanted to make sure, and also it wasn't in the agenda. It was something that Commissioner Klein actually added to the agenda after the fact. So for the sake of redundancy, I'll entertain a motion to approve this.
Motion to
Is there a
approve.
reason,
Second.
is there a reason it wasn't put on budget?
I don't know, but
I
we're
don't
doing
know.
it again. I mean, but
Okay.
you can ask the budget chairman Schoaf about that. But we passed it last month, so it should be on the agenda when it comes out. And if not, I'm gonna ask them to amend the agenda and resend it out.
You got a second?
Yeah, we got a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, that carries. Move to budget.
I will call Commissioner Schoaf and make sure he gets it on the budget.
All right. Storybook Trail, this is something we passed last month, and the commission removed it from the agenda last Monday on the 28th. So we are bringing it back to send as is back to the full commission.
Motion to discuss.
Motion to
Second.
discuss. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
No. There's a no for discussion.
I had a question.
Go ahead, Commissioner
Just
Jones.
as a refresh,
Me. Go ahead.
sorry, as a refresh, we passed something with a contingency on it. Is there, I thought we didn't pass because they were still trying to figure something out. And some-
Go to page 99.
Yeah, it was already
Read the
We
resolution.
already did it.
We already passed this
I
last
just-
month.
I don't know why it was taken off and why there was controversy. I was trying to catch up with all that.
Well,
I think you know why.
but, so basically, the intent of this resolution is that all literature to be installed shall have prior approval of the Sumner County Commission. And this was at the recommendation of these people, because that's what they said the city of Hendersonville did, BOMA, is before Hendersonville agrees to any material being on their portions of the Greenway, that BOMA has to approve whatever those books are. And that was, so that we're doing the same thing in the same spirit of partnership, that all literature to be installed shall have prior approval of the Sumner County Commission. So this is what, whenever this comes back, because the county mayor asked this to be brought forward, we started questioning what kind of books will go on there, and the county mayor asked this to be withdrawn.
Well, if this makes it.
So I want to make sure when it comes back before the county commission, we've already passed this.
Okay, I understand all that, but if this makes it to the agenda this time, next month, I would like there to be discussion as to not just why to keep it on, but why to take it off. Nobody ever talks about why they want to take something off of there. I would like that to be done. I
I
mean,
mean, I can't make that happen, Tim. I mean, you're asking a lot of,
I'm saying things publicly
okay.
because I want people to hear them. I want good conversation to happen around this, and I want it to air it out in front of the public, is why I'm asking it. Yes, I know why, but the public doesn't know why. All they hear is item number 1, 2, 3, 4, take it off the agenda, and nobody knows why. I want to give it the light that it deserves and let the public see that people don't want to talk about certain things that should be obvious to a 75% conservative county.
So here's how that's going to happen. We're going to have a we have a
That's what
motion
I'm
to
trying to
discuss.
do.
Go
I'm
ahead.
trying to make a motion to approve. That's what my hand says.
We have a motion to approve. We have a second. I'll go ahead and answer your question. So if the commission tries to pull this from the agenda again, which seems to be habitual, is that you get the queue and discuss it.
I understand.
Just the merits of why it should not be pulled.
I understand.
I mean, that would be my recommendation based on discussions we've had in this committee of what I just said and why we think it got pulled.
I get it. And again, to reiterate, if I didn't ask the question, I wouldn't have got to say what I got to say. So,
Yeah, so my recommendation, hopefully this wouldn't be controversial, since there's another municipality in this county that actually is already doing this. We're just like almost following suit at this point. Not that we really want to follow suit what cities do, but like, okay, there are some good ideas out there, so.
sure, it's a no-brainer.
All right, we got a motion, we got a second, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, that's gonna move this to the full commission. Again, the second month in a row. All right, item D is, I'm making a motion for discussion.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
This is for the vacated Gallatin Old Courthouse at 100 Public Square. I had asked the county mayor last month from Gov Deals. It did take us, I don't know, 4 or 5 months to get the county mayor to do the inventory. I guess first, you guys asked him to do the inventory, and he said, he told you had to do it, and then we're like, well, we can't really do it. So we went through the process here of several months of just asking him to remove stuff from that building. He said he does not have a set date at this time for this. The first step of this, because ironically, I saw an article in the paper last year about this being discussion. I know citizens in Gallatin are interested about this property, the old vacated courthouse. Right now, we don't have plans. That's why I've kept on putting it on the agenda, so we can be good stewards with this building, not let it sit there and rot, and let's do something with it. Crazy enough, it took us 4 or 5 months just to get the stuff started to clear out. We went and toured this building last October.
Actually,
So
we
it's
started
almost been a
cleared out.
year.
I started cleared out before the items or inventory, just to correct you.
Well, yeah, they just started clearing out some stuff before the items were inventoried. They didn't follow, the county mayor did not follow our policy for putting things on our interdepartmental list to see if other departments wanted stuff. And ironically enough, when this went to Gov Deals, some items did get pulled from the floor last week because another department wanted some items out of this building. Thank you, Commissioner Klein, for bringing forward that policy a couple years ago for that use. And so it's in effect, and it worked. Even pulled something off Gov Deals last month, or the commission approved it. So we're still in the cleanout phase after touring this building last October. So for the public that's interested in this, we've been trying to clear the junk out of here since last October, and we still don't have the junk cleared out. So I can't give you an estimate on what's going to happen in this building or discussions, because no discussions have happened outside this committee. And this committee discussions would need to take place in this committee first, as far as like ideas. You know, it's a county-owned building. I don't know who wants to lay claim to it for offices. I've heard for judges, for lawyers, or renting it out, leasing it out, renovating it, you know, turning it into office space for the public, selling it. There's been a lot of ideas I've heard roughly over the years, but nothing concrete. So, but this is on the agenda so that stuff can continue to be discussed of how does the county want to utilize this building, which is a beautiful old building, has a beautiful courtroom in there. That was Chancellor Oliver's. I mean, it's not the original structure. I think it was built in 1939, 40. So it was original burned by fire. But it's still almost a 100-year-old building. It's a beautiful building. And it's kind of the centerpiece of the square. Would definitely want to do something beautiful with it. I think, you know, there's things that we can aspire to that are beauty and beautiful and bring creativity to the community for a multi-use space. People had a lot of ideas, but whether that's the county sells it, the county leases it, there's a lot of options the county can have for that space for it to be used. So I'm reticent to use the word public-private partnerships. That really is more of a bureaucratic, even I've heard it called modern fascism when you speak of public-private partnerships, because what it creates a bureaucratic state that gets outside of the electorate. And so I'm definitely reticent on anything, in my personal opinion, to do anything bringing in, either county takes it full responsibility or we sell it or allow a private entity to take full responsibility. But I don't think it needs to be joint, in my opinion, because of the problems that it causes and the bastardization of the process, in my opinion. So, but there's not much, but that's the update, as the county mayor is yet to remove the items and did not have an update for me.
And just to remind everybody, the first thing that has to happen is all unfastened fixtures and furniture need to get moved out. Then it needs to be cleaned out down to its bones. And when I say bones, I mean the columns, the original walls. There's a lot of ad hoc walls that were built.
Drop ceilings.
Drop ceilings gotta go. And then when we look at the structure, you know, originally the heating was a steam system.
Yeah, we went down to the boiler.
And, you know, that's asbestos coated water pipes and stuff. And so there, you know, at the point we get things cleaned out and all the T-bar ceiling and the carpet and all that garbage removed, then we need to go in there with a real space planner and try to figure out the best and highest use. I had about an hour-long conversation with one of the constituents in Sumner County who's a space planner. She's done lots of this kind of work, and she had some great ideas of what we could do with it. And that would be a person that would be somebody good to allocate some money to do some research, figure out the highest and best use. But
Provide
yes,
some options, bring back some options to the county commission once we
right.
get rid of all the 1960s, 70s, 80s
Yeah, the
extraneous
bad paneling, the
drop ceilings.
drop ceilings, all of that stuff. Get it down to a point where we can now measure it, do an as-built of it, see what structure has to remain to support the roof and the floors above. And then we need to talk about, you know, there's that fabulous map on the one floor.
That's beautiful.
Of all of Sumner County. You don't want to lose that. I got to tell you that courtroom that was, I think, Judge Thompson's is just fabulous. And that could be used.
Judge Brown was in there too.
Was he?
Yeah, that's a pretty cool room. I know a lot of kids have a,
Thompson's the last one.
it's their, I don't know,
Moot court.
yeah, the high
That's
school
some,
kids that do moot court and moot court.
From what I understand,
Mock court.
Trial.
there, underneath all that, there are some springs, you know, there's deep springs that come up.
Oh, the springs.
And then there's some tunnels.
Oh, we had some springs that was costing us about $1,000 a minute or something last year for the water leak with the Gallatin Water Department.
Now I don't know if the jail, there's part of the jail is still down there, but in the very bottom, but they used to transport, so there are tunnels, I think, from what I remember, there's some tunnel systems under there, and there's some,
We did not see those.
springs that come up through there, cause it used to come up the depot and the jail, or the courthouse are on the same wet weather, and it would when it would rain, the water would raise way up, and we had to have sump pumps and all that in the depot to keep the water from flooding the building, and that's the same thing at the courthouse.
We do know that the capstones, we're not sure where the capstone is when they laid,
Time capsule.
The time caps.
Yeah, for the, excuse me, in probably the capstone. When that time cap, so it could be down in the bottom portion, we just don't know. But I did not see tunnels when we were down there. We did go to the boiler room and saw the chute for the coal that they used to use for that to
When I first
fuel that.
moved to Tennessee, and I came to Gallatin, which I thought was I went back in time. So the side, there was a time, I could swear there was a time capsule. If you're looking at the building straight forward, like if you're on Main Street and you're looking at the building, on this side, I could swear there was a time capsule that was right in there. I don't know what happened.
That's where the cornerstone is, but.
On the right
there's-
side or is it the left
On
side?
the left, if you're
This
looking at
side,
it.
on the right side. I could swear there was.
We were
a
looking on
time-
you're thinking of the inscription, and we went on the outside of it, and we're looking at
This
the.
was like
That's
a-
where they were thinking was on
this
the
was a-
cornerstone on the left.
This is a thing that went up like that.
I'm not sure, but there's a lot of, I know there's a lot of public interest. I've seen a lot of social media comments about what could happen there with that building. And so we don't have plans yet, just for, let the public know. As Commissioner Klein stated, we've just been in a almost 10-month process or 9-month process of just trying to get the building cleaned out to deal with it. And start ripping out the extraneous information to then get to a foundation with a plan. So, I mean, I say we keep this on old business and keep the discussion going, because this is of public interest and we need to be good stewards with this property and to move forward with it. But it's just, we're having to do things one step at a time, and it's very slow. It's just, the wheels of government move very slow. Commissioner Hyde has aged greatly in just in 4 years of. That's true. All right, we'll keep that on old business. Any other discussion on the vacated old courthouse or plans or anything related to it? All right, so I'm gonna keep, just so that can be it. All right, item E is the surplus gov deals.
I have a question on that, motion to discuss.
Got a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, what's your question?
Just a quick question. There's a safe on here. Seems like any and every department could use a safe. Why would we?
Did this go to our county policy for?
It was on the county surplus system for 2 months.
Okay, then that's.
Okay,
It says
never mind.
medics safe, so with the fingerprint.
Do you know what that is,
scanner,
medics?
so it's
This is all for me,
probably-
right?
Yeah, it's like the store medication.
So it's like a specialty kind of safe or something like that. Okay,
This-
never mind.
It was on the surplus site, nobody
Yep,
claimed
I'm
it, so
done.
now it's going to it. So, have a motion to approve this?
Motion. Second.
We still have one more agenda item, we're not done, guys, so.
We have an F.
So, all right, we're going to remove item E. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, that'll go to full county commission. Item F
David,
is
did you
what?
vote?
No, I
Yeah.
didn't. Sorry.
So we
It's
just
going to
voted
full
on
commission.
surplus government items.
It's going on
Do
to
you
the full
approve?
commission.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes,
all right, unanimous approval.
Okay.
Item F, Commissioner Klein, we got what Commissioner Jones asked to come with the county elected officials photo. So you're talking about the photos out there of all the elected officials county, yeah, I don't,
Yeah, I don't know if at some point in time they stopped doing it or
No,
if they're current up to ours and we just haven't
County
talked
Mayor
about
Holt
it.
was pretty good about doing that within the first 6 months or a year of the commission's term. So County Mayor Holt was pretty good. I mean, he and I obviously didn't see eye to eye on anything. But he did do a good job of at least putting stuff like that up. And just taking care of the small things on inside of a building, like pictures and photos. You know, I guess as the Bible says, give honor to whose honor is due. I'm not sure why there's not the photo of all the elected officials that should already be out there. So
I brought it up to just ask the question, what is the proper procedure to get it done? Is that the mayor's office?
the mayor's office is supposed to do it. I mean,
Can we
that's,
just ask? Or?
well, you can, or you can make a motion to Commissioner Mel, I'll go ahead and get you in the queue.
I was just gonna say, then they asked us all to come do a picture the first night, I think it was the first
Yeah,
night.
yeah.
So that they could get it, our photos for the picture. So I make a motion to just do it.
I second. Well, to ask
I forgot
him
to
to
have
do
it
it, or?
the ball director.
It's a very vague.
Well, I guess the question is who is going,
Statutorily, I'm prohibited from participating in that kind of venture.
so I guess the question would be who would be responsible for taking the county photos and replicating and getting it framed and hanging it?
Was it Miss
Um,
Templeton, was Carolyn Templeton involved? She was involved with
Clerk.
Clerk's not involved in that.
Oh, come on,
Jennifer,
Jennifer.
do you wanna do it?
She was nice.
I mean, that's technically, in the past, it's
The
the mayor's
pictures were in the
office.
mayor's office, let's
I
just say
mean,
that.
So,
Is this some kind of resolution that
Soon
the
they'll
commission
skip
has
us
to
with
approve
the
to do?
no, it never has been,
Never happened.
ever, in the history that I know of Sumner County.
So can it be just a request from this committee to ask the mayor to do it, or give us a timeline?
Yeah.
How about give us a timeline
Doesn't like
on?
that.
Well, every time we ask something, this committee, we get
He
shut
just
down.
says
Then I
So
think
we
it
have do
needs
a
to go to,
resolution
I think it needs to go to resolution
okay, let's, so I guess, is your motion to,
That's, it's my motion.
It's her motion.
Your motion
I'm
to-
Do a
second.
resolution to
be a
get it
resolution to go to the
done.
full commission just to take the
Picture
elected
of it.
officials and do the official portrait, put it out in the lobby?
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay,
that's what I'm second.
that's your
I
second?
mean, I'll go to Michael's.
Hobby Lobby, Michael's.
All right, well, that, we have a motion to send that to the full commission in a second. Mr. Lauder, if you have a
Are
question?
we just gonna make use of this resolution and say from this point forward on the first meeting of
You have 6
every
months.
newly elected
Yes.
commission that this occurs?
Let's make it bigger.
It should.
Yes,
Yes.
I like that. Since it was an oversight this time possibly, we'll just make it the first.
So, what was your suggestion, would you say?
First meeting.
Recommendation?
It was that every 4 years, that whenever a newly established commission's voted in,
Should just have.
Change the
that
picture.
by the second meeting of that
Full
that
commission.
term, that the pictures take, I mean, I don't know the mechanics of what y'all want. I wasn't
I
a
would say
participant.
Second meeting, I would think, but I know Mr. Holt did it within the first 4 to 5 months,
Yeah.
my first term,
Just say 6 months.
in 6 months.
Within 6
Well, we
months.
took the pictures right away, we'd say
The
6
first
months.
night.
Yeah,
Yeah,
We did.
yeah, so,
How about within 3 months?
okay.
So
by the third meeting of the full commission on the new,
it's a request basically that the county commission approve the county elected officials, which is all of them, all the constitutional officers, including the commission, for the official portrait photo, be instituted, however you want to say that. I don't know, it's just such a ridiculous thing to
It is
do.
crazy.
It just feels silly having to do this. And within the first 3 months of a new commission being seated, moving forward. But this be done immediately for the current commission and moving forward within the first 3 months of a new commission. Is that what your recommendation
Yes, correct.
And it needs to be front and center where
Second.
everybody can sit and not in the back hallway.
is? They're just gonna take certain commissioners and put them in the back hallway.
You want me to put a dress code in here too?
I just want to say after we
Kind
go,
of.
I have one
Too
more
late for
thought.
that. It's too late for that.
Okay,
Pictures are taken
are
already.
you clear on that motion? Are you clear on that?
Get the gist of it, right?
Something will be on the agenda.
Yes.
Am I being difficult asking this basic
It's
request?
ridiculous, I know. So, all right, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, before we adjourn,
Okay,
Commissioner
I
Miller
just
has something.
wanted to tell everyone and the people in the audience, the Friends of the Bridal House is having an open house Saturday, August 16th from 10 to 3. So if you haven't been to the Bridal House, go check it out.
Saturday, 10 to 3.
Saturday,
16th.
August 16th, 10 to 3.
Well, I know that you guys are not ready for adjournment. So is there anything else you want to
Motion
discuss?
to adjourn.
Do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All right, meeting adjourned.
What were you saying about
They always have lemonade.
Come in your banana hammock and get that picture done.
Yeah, well, the picture's already been taken. I mean, he took our photos 3 years ago. But it's for all elected officials. I mean, Yeah, you did. Yeah.
think we used the same
You
idea.
did.
Stop that.
So it's like, why aren't they up there? That's the question. The point is, he's trying to erase this condition. He doesn't want it.
Huh?